Hello. Don't exactly plan on staying awake too long, but I decided that I would go ahead and just get a little bit more practice in, get a little bit more gameplay in. So we'll see how it goes. The game is technically loud because I do technically play on. I got a little bit of practice in with the other profile, so audio's adjusted. It's picking up audio from everything, so we can kind of just continue where we were last time. And I've got a couple of plans. So I'm probably not gonna do it.
Well, nothing bad.
But there is, let's see, I do want to go to the lower part of the city. Go ahead and actually just head down to, that's not enough of it. Head down here. Basically travels along the rocky parts to go to a village where you could say like more of the regular like civilians. Head over here, talk to this guy, and honestly I may end up doing this one quest because it's actually pretty cool, and I'm not sure if it's like a bad idea to do, but
hey. You're heading to the village, right? Tiernan should let you in. Take this medicine to my father, will you? Goban is a loud man. You shouldn't have trouble finding him. I can't promise that talking to him will be any fun. Come to me afterwards. Keep your head down.
The bad part is, like, I don't want to pick any of those because I'm not really interested in the information, and it doesn't really do me any good. Because, basically, this is a soldier who came across the waters kind of in pursuit of his dad, but at the same time, he joined the Keepers because of his dad. His dad is a Keeper, which is what essentially all of these soldiers of the Horns of the South are. And down here is his father. He's basically asking me to go deliver the medicine that leads to a pretty interesting quest. Something that I'm not too terribly worried about going and doing, because it's not difficult, but I'll be interacting with a creature type that I hadn't interacted with other than just, you know, stealth archery. Plus, this...
Oh, mother have mercy. Not another one. If I let you pass, will you promise not to make any trouble? That's just my luck. Take the post, Tiernan, they told me. You'll be looking after a village full of old farts. That's practically early retirement, they said. What a load of crap. There's always something. If it's not the deck falling apart, it's a refugee running around biting people. The deck? Just
so
old
this
wood.
is where you collect a bunch of wood.
Honestly, it's the
and
least of my
basically
problems.
you end up doing like
But
3 projects in
I've
order
got
to
no way to
gain
fix
some
it.
XP.
Dara's always busy with his lighthouse, and every time I try to do it myself, someone else needs me for something. I can't even sneak out to the tavern because last time some rich bint started complaining that everything here smells of fish. That's a seaside village. What else would it smell of? You do that?
So you get a bunch of wood,
That would be
you
a
fix
huge
the
relief.
deck, he'll have you do something else.
Well,
but the
maybe not
woman who
huge.
complains about the
There are
smell, that's
bigger
actually one of the
problems,
other ones
but
that we want to talk
it'd
to
be a
in
start.
order to start a quest.
Truth be
And
told,
then hopefully
I don't
instantly
know why they
finish
want
the
it so
quest or
badly.
go quickly finish
It's for
the quest.
boats.
So that'll be fun.
No one here even uses boats. But, well, you know how it is with old folks. Once they get fixated on something, there's no point in arguing. I'd pay if I could, but this was supposed to be my job. The budget's long gone. But if you're interested, I could teach you a thing or two about home decor. Not exactly standard keeper knowledge, but, well, we all have our secrets.
I don't have a house with my second character, but it might be fun to do a house with this character. And I don't know, I might see about a different outcome about a quest specifically and see what happens.
Please, try not to make my life harder, alright?
I have interacted with him, so for the most part, I know what he can and will end up saying. Yes, he's into home decor, which is pretty interesting. He sells you some stuff in order to put in your house, is what I'm guessing. That's what the shop is, but I've never interacted with it. This is the one about the guy who bit somebody.
What do you want? To gawk at the beast? Well, I'll have to disappoint you. My Cole is not the monster you all believe him to be.
This is a fight I am very terrified to do because I have no idea how powerful the character is going to be, especially since it's going to be a very arduous back and forth.
So you really don't know? If you're not from here, I'm not sure what could have brought you to this hellhole, but you have my sympathies. Just know that Cole isn't like that. Something is poisoning his mind and soul. I don't know what it is or why it happened to Cole, but now we're all at the mercy of those damned keepers. One evening there was a quarrel between our group, the villagers, and one of the keepers. They'd had a bit too much to drink and let some comments slip. They hurled insults at us, saying there's no place for us here, that we should just get the hell out of here because things are hard for everyone. Hard? Sure. I bet that bunch of wimps wouldn't last a week outside. All they do is sit in that keep of theirs, thinking they're the defenders of justice. Well, Cole went mad. I've never seen him like that before. He attacked that keeper and bit him. It was serious, but the keeper survived. If it weren't for the other men from the village, things could have ended very differently. Afterwards, they chained Cole up and locked him in a cage. His condition started to worsen. They said a monster like him doesn't deserve a jail cell. Jail cells are for humans. Bastards. This might sound silly, but before we reached the keep, we came near a strange structure. The locals call it the Arch Spire. In the morning, we realised everyone had a strange dream, but it was a little different for each of us. Cole started acting weird after that, and in time, it only got worse. We set up camp near the Arch Spire. We hoped that bandits wouldn't dare to venture into a place like that. Well, now I know why we could have been right. With everything that's been happening lately, I'm ready to believe in every strange thing in this world.
That would be a smart idea. So this basically gets you a general idea of where the camp is. And for me, I have to go to that location, sleep where they were, in order to basically re-experience what they experienced. And then, because I never properly talked to everyone in the village, this would be another example of, let's talk to everyone and see if there's any quests I missed. So yeah, these are the two characters that I'm aware of that I need to talk to.
Excuse me, could you get me a clean glass? And I mean clean, not just wiped 3 times with a dirty rag. My name is Alyssa Murray, and I'm here with my husband, a very important cloth merchant. But surely you must have heard about our family. Not to brag, but we are rather prominent. I am famed amongst Camelot's courtiers for throwing the most magnificent feasts. Thank you. I designed it myself. I wanted to blend in with the people of the South. The savage tribes, the brave lightkeepers. I wanted to make an homage to them with my new style, and I do believe I've succeeded. I can feel everyone here gazing at me with awe. Give it a few weeks and everyone here will be trying to copy me. It happens in Camelot all the time. It's almost insufferable. Well, my Duncan is here on business, of course. A very important contract with the Lightkeepers. I decided to accompany him because I have never been to the South, and I've heard so much about its wild, untamed beauty. So far, it's turned out to be terribly dull. And the smell! It's like stale fish and sweat. Hopefully I don't have to suffer it much longer. Pray, tell me, do you know anyone here who would run a small errand for me? Oh, nothing major. You see, I've had my eye on this beautiful abandoned estate overlooking the sea. It's not very far from here, but it's far enough away from all this rabble. If we stay here for a while, I need a place for myself. You understand that, right? No offense, but I can't keep living in a filthy room at an inn. When I asked the innkeeper to draw me a bath, he brought me a bucket. A bucket! Can you imagine? Finally, someone sympathetic to my plight. My Duncan has been heartless about it. He just keeps going on about how I was the one who wanted to come here. He told me to deal with it. Can you believe that? The nerve of the man. Well, what he doesn't know can't hurt him, can it? He should be glad that I can take care of myself. I'm not like the other high-born women, sitting around waiting to be handed everything on a silver platter. And besides, he knows better than to say no to me. Fine. The problem is that the manor appears to have some occupants, not legal ones, mind you, who need to be evicted. Forcibly, if there's no other way. You'll do it for me, won't you, dear?
So this is the area I went to
Splendid.
earlier.
I can't wait to start decorating.
I imagine
Maybe something
the idea is
nautical
that you go in,
to
take
go
out
with the
two
sound of
bandits,
the waves
and then it's
crashing on the
considered
cliffs.
cleared.
Or do you think that's a trifle trite?
And then this is the quest that, for the most part, I want to do, except I don't want to finish.
Hello, child. You look competent enough. I can see that you're not of noble blood. Oh, no need to tell me that. I have tutored the children of aristocrats from all over Avalon. Fortunately for you, my opinion of them is not particularly high. Oh, and you don't look like one of the locals. Are you a visitor? Or an adventurer? You can talk. Now, I'm sure we'll get along. My name is Lady Elaine. I oversee the Farshire Library, the greatest collection of books in this part of Avalon. Oh, biding my time, until a brave adventurer with a death wish comes along and asks if there's anything they can help me with. Oh, surprising. I'm looking for someone who will help me find a certain artifact. So, are you interested, child?
So what's happening here is she's going to test my ability to read, which is an interesting aspect of the quest, and then
In
she
one
wants
of
me
my
to go
books,
find
I found a
a
reference to a
wrecked
certain
ship
object,
and then
a
find out
figure,
what happened
most
to
likely,
the cargo.
which had the ability to dispel the wordness like a min-hair can. Apparently, it can be found on the ship called Andraste, which sank over 100 years ago
I know where it
somewhere in this area.
The biggest thing I'm interested in is finding the wreckage and potentially getting all the way to where the boss is, but I don't want to fight the boss just
The
yet
Last
because
Voyage of the Andraste by Elvis
like
the
I know what the
Lightkeeper.
boss gives me.
He was one of the
but I
more
don't need the
notable
boss
keepers.
drop. But I'm also
In
in a
his
position where
waning
I need
years,
a
he
lot
became
more
an
defense.
adjutant to Captain Lex. But it's best if you read it yourself. You can read, can't you? But just be very careful. This is a very rare publication. Read it very carefully, and after you're done, come to me, and I'll tell you. Ah, and they say young people don't want to learn anything. Come on, chop, 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 get to reading.
I'm going to... I'm technically going to make a new save.
And? Oh, splendid, splendid. Oh, it's an excellent book, don't you think?
If I can remember
Now,
it,
let's test
anyway.
your reading comprehension. According to Elvis the Lightkeeper, in the mine near the Horns of the South, they found something that they took with them on the ship. Do you remember what that was, child? That's right. This is the artifact I'm looking for. One that might be vital to repelling the wordness. According to Elvis's description, the figure is smaller than a menhir and light enough that they were able to carry it to the ship without any trouble. Were it small, it would probably have been placed in Captain Lex's quarters instead of in the hold. I've estimated it should be about 1 meter tall. Good. Next question. What was the Andraste's destination? Correct. Be very careful with what I'm about to tell you. But some believe that the Red Priests are dedicated to studying the wordness instead of the Red Death.
which is correct.
Captain Lex must have thought they'd pay him generously for a four-dweller artifact. Last question.
Sea monster.
Yes, you did well, child.
So
I
the
can see
lore
that you
behind
were
this
paying
game is,
attention.
it shows it at the
According to
beginning.
Elvis, the
It shows it when you
Andraste was
leave
sunk
the
by the
asylum,
legendary
essentially.
terror from the deep.
There are,
But
in
if you
fact,
want to know more, ask your
sea
keeper
creatures
friends.
and an entire
They should be much better
concept
informed. Now,
of,
all you need to do is find the
marine
wreck of the
life
Andraste
that
and
can
retrieve the mysterious
be
figure.
as far as like fishmen and like stuff like that to like krakens and whatnot, like real,
Oh, if only I knew.
real
It
terrors
must have
of the deep.
happened somewhere on the way between the Horns of the South and the Island Asylum. Oh, but where exactly? Fortunately, I know something that could help us. In the Horns of the South Museum, there are some extremely interesting books and documents lying around and collecting dust. Can you imagine having such treasures at hand and choosing to completely ignore them? Oh, barbarians. Among them, you'll find the Andraste's logbook, which was saved by Elvis. I've read it, of course, but I know nothing about sailing. I'm sure such a competent child as yourself will handle it much better. Go to the Horns of the South Museum, read the logbook, and then tell me whether you managed to locate the wreck of the Andraste.
As much as it might be fun to, you know, do as she says, I'm not interested in. But what I will do.
Beer from Kunacht, wine from Farshire, moonshine, only local, the best there is, and fish.
I was gonna say, I hope it's cheap, and then of course it's not, because I'm sure I have plenty myself. I think I'm gonna need a lot more than 3. The person I want to talk to, and therefore the person necessary to start a specific quest, I'm going to need quite a bit of alcohol. Yay! Level 7. Every level at this point is actually very good, but I will say this, I did spoil myself. The reason why I want to do a specific quest is because I know one of the rewards for it, and it's completely worth it, in a lot of ways. Very much worth it. And so yeah, I spoiled something I already knew, I just didn't know where I needed to go in order to claim it. Let's take, go to, no, this one? Sure, let's just take all of the whiskey. I don't think I need 6, but also, I hate to admit this, but it took me a little bit to realize that those were fast travel stones.
You're the reason they put me here. You just wait until they let me out. I'll beat you so hard your own mother won't recognize you. Come a little closer so I can spit in your face. Nobody asked your opinion. I drink 'cause I want to. I drink 'cause guarding that empty gate is the most boring shit in the world. What's it to you, anyway, huh? Maybe I was drunk, but the gate was guarded. It's not your damn pin, I wouldn't even let you in. But all is not lost. We can still be friends. Listen, just pour something delicious down my throat, huh? And I'll forget this insult. I'm not guarding the gate right this second, am I? There's nothing wrong with having a little sip, right? Come on, don't be like that. I knew it, my friend. I knew we could get along. Oh, delicious. You're the best, you know.
Subtitles aren't exactly perfect, but you know what? I bet a lot of it's probably ad-lib, which is fine. There's nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with, you know, kind of just having fun with the role. Now we have to talk to this one.
bloody hell, look at this. The old place is in a shambles. Bunch of decrepit old coots. They do nothing but shuffle around, stare at walls, and sleep under leaking roofs. Can't even hammer a nail properly. I'm telling you, if I was still working here, this place wouldn't be falling apart. Ah, but I'm not. Oh, shite. I can't even stand to look at it, let alone live here. And who are you? What you want? You another one of Durar's freeloaders? I bloody knew it. Retirement my arse. It's shit. Never a moment of peace. At least when I was still working, there was always something to do. Now, so, what you want? One day, my boy got it into his stupid head that old Gaban is ill. Bullshit. They're all telling me I should do something about it, or else I'm done for. I'll be dead as a doornail in no time. Ha! Like hell I will. I'm still here, ain't I? I've served my time. I've lived me life. And now you can all kiss my arse. So there. Listen, they wanted Heber, that healer from the keep, to come here. He did. They wanted him to look me over. He did. Then he just threw up his hands, mumbled something to himself, and that was it. Hell, I should have been an healer. Wouldn't mind going around being a pain in everyone's arse for a living. These herbs. No idea what they're for. Heber said he doesn't know what's wrong with me, so there's no illness. I'm fit as a fiddle. Ah, good thing that at least the one guy who hangs around, Finley's the name, doesn't nag me all the time.
Well, without the AC going, it's very...
Yeah, right. He'd better focus on his job. Getting a bit curious, I see. Hand me a drink, and I'll answer. Maybe. Ah. So, what was your question? You see, back in the day, being a keeper was a serious business. Now, don't even get me started. You used to come here with a mission, not to run away from your bloody mother. Nowadays, lads get brought here by their own kin when they've had enough of them, or they think the Horns can hide them from the law. No, back in my day there was none of this scum. I came here to serve. My girl cried when I left her, but I've always known this is where I wanted to be. How was I supposed to know she had a bloody bun in the oven? By the time the wean was born, I was already planning the lighthouse's construction. Heck knows what he came here for. That's not my problem anymore, and I don't stick my nose in anyone else's business. You're digging a little deep, aren't you? Bring me a drink, and I'll consider talking. So, what was your question? I'm starting to like you, stranger. And trust me, it's been a long time since I liked, well, anybody. I liked me brothers in arms back in my glory days. Good lads, every damn one of them. Tough as nails, loyal to a fault. A kind of men you'd want beside you in the darkest holes of Avalon. But they're gone now, all of them. The old captain got it in his head to send us down to rediscover some mouldy tunnels under the keep.
Yeah, so
Damn
if
full
you...
mission that was.
I previously
went in
to
together,
it and I
but
need a key to go
I
in.
was the only one to come
There's
back out.
basically a big section
I
of
can
the
still
castle
see all their
that's
faces when I
located
close
kind
my
of
eyes.
underground
A hard
that
loss it was.
is quarantined.
But I'm still
everything
here.
in there is dead.
Some days
or
I
undead.
wonder why.
Or worse. And yeah, the biggest thing about his character is that he went in there, everyone but him died. So it's a combination of all of his men are dead down there or undead. and he's the sole survivor. So it's a lot of the whole guilt and kind of like survivor's guilt, but at the same time, like earlier when I was collecting keeper tags, it's like all of them are stuck down there.
You're digging a little deep, aren't you? Ah, those tunnels, right. Well, me and the lads went down there to check if we could repurpose them under the horns. Damn fool mission that was. But here wasn't just some empty caves. There were monsters, straight out of Age of Legends. Sick stuff. Stuff to get under your skin. Looked like... Ah, hell, memories all twisted up now. Like a bloody nightmare mixed with shadows that don't belong. Want to know more? Speak with Fergus. He's in charge of this shit show now. Now, I propose a toast to those lost souls. This one's on me. Feast, you say? Problem is, sometimes I think they never died. They haunt me in my dreams, you know? Bloody bastards. I swear I wanted to go back and retrieve their bodies. But our late captain, make Grindelows piss on his grave, forbade me from going back. Though when I drink, I usually pass out, and then I don't remember my dreams. So, I drink. Ah, my brothers deserved better.
There it is. So let's do a couple of things. First off, we're gonna do this. Switch to the shields. We had already taken out everybody out on the outside. So we're gonna do this, and then should be a fairly simple turn in and succeed, but technically we have to win this fight. Oh, thank you for taking him out. Oh, this is gonna... Why you gotta be difficult? Oh, that one throws me. Yeah, sure. Do all of the things that don't cause me harm. Also, yeah, I need those. The knight's outfit is genuinely a direction I could go. I'll take a look at it, but honestly, I'm kind of interested in just going and turning this in, because that's all I had to do. I'll talk to her, get that completed, and then what I would like to do is head back up to the village and do his story. And then once I've done that, and in theory I should be able to clear out the dungeon and do all of that.
There you are. Look, darling, it's the lovely mercenary I hired to clear out that seaside estate I told you about.
You did what?
Well, you told me to deal with it, so I did. You didn't expect me to just sit on my hands while surrounded by unwashed fishermen, did you?
Look, I'm sorry about my wife. Whatever she told you to do, forget about it. I'll pay you for your trouble. Trust me, I can imagine. Unfortunately, she often gets lost in her enthusiasm. We weren't, at least I wasn't planning on staying here any longer than necessary. We have no need for an estate.
Well, that's your opinion. One I simply do not share. You have? Oh, that's wonderful. I can start planning the welcoming banquet. I'm thinking sea foam made of spun silver, dancers dressed as alluring sea creatures.
And who are you going to invite, The crabs? None of your friends from Camelot are going to come all this way just to have dinner, are they?
Dear gods, Duncan. You're so plebeian. Of course they will come. Besides, there must be some important people here. Weren't you just talking with them? You can invite them too.
Good luck with that. Are you sure that place is safe now?
Yes.
Oh my, how polite. I wouldn't have expected that from such a vagabond. But no matter, for I now have the delightful task of decorating an entire house.
Marvelous.
Truly it is.
Marvelous.
Now, we must get in touch with that splendid woodworker from Camelot. You know the one. He made those exquisite cabinets for the Gévaudan's. Oh, and don't forget to pay the nice mercenary. At least someone in this godforsaken place turned out to be useful.
Yes, dear.
Why don't you come visit us once we're all settled, And don't fret, there's no need to make yourself too presentable.
And actually,
I
this is one of the
highly
cool
doubt
things
we'll
about
be
the game
entertaining
is
any
that, yes,
important guests
this
just
quest
yet.
is done. It is completed. And then you can, in fact, just go back to that location and you can interact with them because time has passed. And that is an option. It's very cool. So, we're going to use this to teleport. Still technically can go down there and talk to the guy, but I don't have a use to do it right now. Also, I do realize I'm not talking to another person here. I should at least get something started that way. But it will be okay. I have no idea what this is.
That's one of our tags.
Oh, never mind.
Every soldier gets one when they pledge their loyalty. I just hope the body you took it from was already cold, because killing a keeper would land you in some serious trouble. You know, here's what I'm thinking. If you stumble over any of our fallen keepers out there, bring me their tags. Sure, they all swore to stay here until the bitter end, but they have families who deserve to know what became of them. It's part of my duty, but since I can't send any more beyond these walls, maybe you could lend a hand. I'll pay you for every tag you bring back.
There are a lot of keepers.
You know where to find me if you come across any more.
Okay, that looks like 3 more.
Captain Hagen. Well, he was a man driven by pride and a certain disregard for caution. He sent men to explore those old tunnels beneath the keep. Somehow, he got it into his head that there was something valuable down in those tunnels. Treasures, relics, who knows what else. But the truth is, we know what was there. In the Age of Legends, it was just a hospital. There was some kind of outbreak or plague, and the place was sealed off. Nothing left to find, or so the records say. Yes, it weighs on me more than I'd care to admit. If I could, I'd see them laid to rest. But no captains ever bothered.
So in this
It
quest,
seems they thought it was a
basically
fool's
go
errand.
down there,
Maybe not
and
worth the risk.
Your job is to find all of their tags.
If you're mad enough to try, then by all means, go ahead. Just don't expect any keeper to follow you. I really don't have men to spare. But maybe it's time to make it right. So, thank you, I suppose.
It's not that I hate the fact that the mouse is, like, there during conversations and stuff, but it's very distracting to myself that I have to like kind of reposition the mouse or just have to worry about its position. But here, I do have a point I can spend. So what was it? Not this one. Dexterity? Parry? Yeah. So 40 and then 60. So that's not bad. Greater window is not necessary right now. And then maybe this one's just like the better thing to do. Hold on. I know what I need for the shield that I plan on picking up. So that's a little thing that I'm cheating on. So what is this? This is 6 strength, 5 endurance. Okay, so this is actually not bad because it provides, what, 5 armor, weighs 4 pounds. I will need to go in the direction of the armor anyway. Oh, I'm almost level 8. If I go to 9, I can wear this. Stamina cost by 20 is huge. And then... Oh, that's... What? 7 endurance? That's really weird. It is 9.3 though. That's a lot. Knight's Greaves is 3.25. 4 for 5 pounds. Those aren't bad. And then, oh, this is just stamina, 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 stamina. This is great. I love this. I'm gonna be fine doing that. Oh. The bad part is like I have to be level 9. I can go in there and I can do this, and it should put me close enough. Or I'll be able to, especially when I go to do the other quest. It shouldn't be too much of a problem. That it is weighing me down, so I'll go ahead and put all of this up. 42 pounds. Man, that's just so much. Whatever gives me carrying capacity, I can probably just go ahead and dump those. Also, other campfire. Let's see, this one, right? I think it's like 5 and then technically 6. So go to 8 and I go to 4, go to 9. I go to 5. Okay, so I have to be level 10. Which kind of makes sense. 6 and 5. Yeah, it's 5 and 4. No? And I'm already at level 1. That's right. Okay. So yeah, I have to be level 10. Let's see. I'll just go ahead and go in this direction because I'm gonna need that at some point when I start wearing fairly heavy armor. And then while I'm trying to improve like armor or like wearing, it's really weird that they stick around. It's like a lot of random like food. Yeah, like that, the beef, like the kind of food that you look at and go, how is this stuff doing? part, which is having to beat the crap out of everything down here. 1 second. Have to be okay, so I technically can still parry even in this position. Thing is that while I'm down here, I would just prefer to go ahead and just keep things simple. Saw that I did straight up punch him. Am I kidding? I didn't have to do this last time. I didn't have to worry about every single enemy in the entire dungeon trying to come kill me. Huh. Very, very aggressive AI. Could have been much worse, but man. Woo. Shield is just so short on distance. Also, I'm not really gonna say this is particularly a complaint, but not being able to hear is like a big issue. I can't ever hear it, like, approaching me from behind. Look. Oh yeah, not because I hear so looking for a specific specific shield. Come on guys, calm down. I'm just shopping. Lord. I will say though, it's very entertaining just having every single keeper approach me. No, you don't have to go find them at all. They'll just come find you. Well, so much for having to hunt them all down. wake like all of them up. Because that first dude I found was laying on the ground, and that was kind of the point, is like... I think most of them were walking around. Not most of them. Like, they could be walking around, or they could be laying down. I remember doing this quest with the direction of slow and steady, like silently taking everything out. But yeah, I guess if you make enough noise. Ooh! Hold on. Oh, 3 dexterity. No matter what, I still have to... Yeah, I need dexterity to wield it. Yeah, I guess I aggroed everybody. I also think I got the quest completion. It's like, oh, it's like you've collected all of the tags. Now you just need to clear all the monsters. Okay, so not the most efficient thing to punch to death. Cracked shield. When I was traveling through this zone, the first thing I thought was, what if I walked into one of these? That's a very good. Oh, it's the only food. It's the only food I have. That's not good. Yeah, so one of the ones I didn't wake up. Slow fall potion is pretty good. Not entirely sure where I would end up using it, but basically, I think it's like half the damage that you would take from falling. This game is pretty brutal when it comes to calculating fall damage. You really do get messed up, even from like a short distance. Because realistic, like, it's that part of the realism where it's like, know if you fall like a full story, you're gonna take a lot of damage. And it's like, oh, that's fair. I mean, I'll take it. There is one thing in here that I have to defeat, essentially, and that's a tricky conversation. I don't remember what it is, but I think it's the shiny rat. I'm not looking forward to fighting it. I didn't really need to grab that pickaxe, but I guess I'll live with it. Man, that thing has a very unfair hitbox. Well, since the food is healing me by so much, I might as well just go over here and fight this other stupid slime. See how much blocking helps. Oh, and it can just strike multiple times. And it can still hit me. Okay, that works better. Alright, now that I'm not in a hostile situation. It's the frog. Oh, I just learned something. You can have a weapon be associated with different loadouts. I did not know that. That's an amusing thing to Oh, he can pick from what I can. Oh, come on. Why does having cats have to have some of the weirdest, massive negative drawbacks? Having a cat. It's like, oh, by the way, there is no upside to them shedding. Thanks. I love them. They can just be there. The sprinting and punching them and then dashing back ended up working because instead of dashing forward, dashing backwards, you only used the resources once, which was the got one kill because of said Minigan. But I had every means to take him down, and you just have to be careful when, you know, wielding a different weapon. Yeah, I figured. Okay. Another point. This one's not bad. It just reflects. It's like a very Thorns build. Let's do this because I know this is going to eventually be a thing. Armor's going to make it too heavy.
What do you want? You actually did it? Cleared out those tunnels on your own? Every captain before me thought it was a fool's errand, not worth the risk. And how are those tunnels? Salvageable? Aye, that it does. Camelot won't be eager to finance the repairs, but knowing the threat's been dealt with is a victory in itself. Perhaps someday we'll see them restored. Until then, we can at least rest easier. So the Keep owes you for this. Here's your reward. And what about Goban's friends? Give those to Goban, if you haven't yet. He's restless, but maybe seeing those again will help settle him.
Oh, actually, it is faster to go to the front than teleport. And since the campfire seemed to not go away. Here again. And then fail to remember. Because I think no matter what, I still have to put it in strength, and then the final point, so level 10 is strength. Okay, so just keep putting points into strength. The knight's armor is not bad. It provides basic levels of stamina, which is pretty good for a character build like mine. And then practicality. I do want to do. Let's dash invincibility. Your dash invincibility window is increased and 50 when medium or heavy. That's interesting. This is take less damage. Oh, I don't have a point to spend. Oh, it's because it's because I assigned it here and I didn't take it back.
You went down there and came back with their tags. Damn, didn't think anyone would ever bring those back up. Lads must be resting a bit easier now, or so I'd like to think. They deserve better than to be left in that pit. You did right by them, stranger. Hell, you did right by me too. So, let's drink to that. Did I? Oh, I don't remember. And if I don't remember, it doesn't count.
But maybe I did say that. I started cozying up to a bottle the day I came back alone from those damn tunnels. I guess it's time I made good on my word. For them. For me. This old fool is done with the booze. I think I owe you more than I got words for. Took guts to go down there, and you brought back what I couldn't. That's something I won't forget, stranger.
I'm pretty close to another level. Kind of impatiently wanting to put on the new armor that I have. It's not the full set, but it's enough pieces. I mean, yeah, there's technically that. I don't want to do this. Hold on. If I do go this way and go this way, I could fight the things that are here. Maybe even just go ahead and finish or work on that. But it's not completing it potentially. You start something. I could always just go here and then just go down here and then just start clearing the coast. Kind of said I didn't want to do that, but I mean, in and of itself, XP is good, and then clearing out the space is good. So, I'll work with that. I do want to fight the guy. The problem is that his moveset is very strange. And this is not one of those like, oh, you know, if I fight him and I get a shield, and then I'll be, you know, set to do whatever I want. It's like, no, he's tough. He's no pushover. I'm at 150 pounds now, which is great. I'm very happy with it. Alright, I kind of know what I'm going to be doing for dinner. It's very late, but yeah. Still need to do that. Surprised it hit me. Ouch. Nope. Like I said, sneaky. Oh. Actually, funny enough, I will give it a wolf neck. I really need to make level down. Yeah, the Warden druidic stuff is pretty good. Pretty good early game gear. That's pretty good. Gonna need some. That does look good plate. And of course, I have enough to do that. You know what? I earned them. Those, killing enemies provides a stack multiple increase. That's kind of scary. To spend 4 points just to get the access to that one. Crazy. It's heavy, but I can wear it. If I upgrade those, I could get the increase to max HP, which I don't have a lot of max HP. Let's see how horrible this goes. See, I really should keep this, which means I'm not even putting this on, which reduces the stamina cost. Woo. 20% of 21 would be 4. So, oh man. 7, 14, 21. Okay, yeah, I kind of figured it wasn't retroactive. It's just more like a flat benefit you're getting from the perk, but it's not going to affect the math. So, if they hit me, they take X amount of damage. Let's see, 7, 14, 19. 19 points of stamina is pretty big. It's very helpful, and of course it's very heavy. I've got one dodge now. Decreases stamina cost by 20% while dual wielding. Okay, so does dual wielding count as I'm wielding 2 shields? It's kind of a funny thought. Decreases stamina cost by 20% while dual wielding. If you're dual wielding shields, you're spending 20% less stamina on anything that you're doing, which is going to be parrying, blocking probably being the biggest thing. If you can make blocking like almost cost nothing, it's kind of worth it. But I have to increase dex by 2, which is a little bit more manageable. And then reduce stamina cost by 20%. The other one says minus 20%, which doesn't make any sense. Decreases stamina cost by minus 20% while dual wielding. And this says reduce stamina cost. Decrease stamina cost. You decrease the overall cost of what you're doing by 20%. And then in general, reduced stamina cost by 20%. I don't know what that means. I don't know if it means that if I wore both of them, I would just be spending 40% less stamina to do anything. So long as I'm dual wielding? I don't know. What? Why? What? Okay, so it took forever for me to get to a point where whenever I mine something, you know, it would always take 3 swings. That's what it's been doing even on this playthrough. And I should get back on that. No point in like If endurance goes up by 1 point, I can put this on, but man, it's such a huge amount of weight that I've been putting on that I would immediately suffer the consequences. Even this, it's like, it's not... It's a lot. It's a lot of weight that you would have to remove and be able to handle. So that seems to be like the limit here, is the chest piece can't be heavy. Go to recipes, and I can make this one that shows, yeah, that. So if I do venison, potato, cabbage. Beggar's food is fine. So as of right now, oh, I saw it. So as of right now, I'm wearing enough gear to put me at heavy, have the negatives, have only 1 dash, yada yada, and then it's probably just better if they just, you know, take a damage when they hit me. But it'll be interesting to work towards potentially this and the helmet being my better options. I also need to remember that I can do a charge attack. So weird. And I will say this, this happened, I think, the same thing as last time whenever I picked the do additional damage based on the amount of armor. I think that's when it also shifted. Trust me, I really don't like the idea of trying to parry. I need to remember that I can just run. Really? You still hit me? I do need to make a point to block. Even the short burst is actually nice. Yeah, you just gotta learn how to carry yourself. That's pretty much it. Goodness. I don't think I found this the first time. I think I ended up missing this. Oh, whoa! Okay. A one-handed spear that basically says, the first attack you deal against a full HP enemies is always a crit. And then it just naturally does bleed damage. This feels like a really interestingly broken item. I don't know. I understand that the first attack is going to be a crit. If you don't have a lot of stuff built towards crit, it's not really going to do you any favors, right? Does that make sense? You get a bonus amount of damage for the very first attack that you do, but if you've got enough stuff that scales and then you know, level it up a few times, I mean, at that point, probably a really good early item, especially with bleed. It's a very interesting spear. And you can dash, but the whole point is that you have one full dash. Oh, another item. You have one full dash, and then you have a kind of like partial. But if I simply, you know, run and punch, allows me to do quite a bit of damage. And then I can always, you know, just back off. I don't remember being able to one-shot or almost one-shot the drowners. So that bonus 20% making a pretty big difference. And realistically, all I gotta do is level up a couple more times, and it could get real. Flooded mines. I'm gonna be completely honest. I don't remember this. Also, yeah, it's such a weird perk. Here, do more damage based on, you know, percentage of your armor. And then it's like, oh, by the way, you mine everything in one swing now. It's like, alright. Spot damage is probably not bad. Depends on the weak spot and if I'm able to actually hit it. Also, I'm seeing this stuff out here and I'm slightly ashamed. It's like, did I even grab these last time? No, never mind. Already did. spear, though. I'm pretty sure I never killed a spear. Did I really punch you into that corner? Oh, no, you're just... Huh. You are not hostile. I have no interest in attacking you. I'll fight things when it's clearly, you know, when it's clear that their intentions is to attack me, but honestly, don't have any real reason to attack that one. I want this shield, one specific shield so bad. I may end up just... I may just go over there and just grab it just because it's like, I want it. I really do. And I should be able to wield it. I think the thing is like, I'd have to... I've got to go like a pretty decent distance just to get to it. And it does give me an advantage. Not a huge advantage, but it's pretty much, it leans like into the whole pairing thing in general. But yeah, just blitzing for a specific item, I don't know, both feels weird. Yeah, it just feels weird. It's 103. I think realistically it's going to take me a little bit to wind down and eat and kind of just, you know, relax and rest for the night. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is just call it here. I did pick up... I'm picking up a random bunch of stuff, but because there's so much XP to be had in this whole zone, there's going to be just a lot of things I'll be picking up. Like... attribute-wise, I don't really need anything anywhere except for maybe dexterity, because the double the window for parry, or, which is even cheaper, just reduce the cost of like stamina spent, is pretty good. I can't say that I have anything else better to do. It's a pretty strong option. And let's see, we go through strength again. It's like general and one-handed are both really good. This one's good. Obviously, like, I should be putting points into this probably more than anything, because this makes it to where I just would take less damage in any given fight. This one's also really important. Like, honestly, I should just start ignoring, you know, whatever I was doing and then just putting points into this. But I do need it in the armor thing so that I can carry heavier armor. Maybe at a lowered amount? I don't know. Maybe lowering their weight isn't the best investment. But yeah, blocking, taking less stamina. Just taking less damage in general is pretty good. Using armor to prevent from taking so much damage. Not spending as much stamina to block. This is dashes cost less stamina. This gives you an additional dash. This makes it to where if you are heavy, it's not as big of a deal. Where you'll still have 2 dashes, so, you know, even then, this is just so that you can afford to wear armor that's heavy, but you have to be careful about anything that's too heavy. Just maybe a little bit too much spent in everything, but it's also technically okay. This one's not bad just because it's like, what is it? I'm at 21 points, so it's 5. So receiving melee damage returns 20% of it back to the attacker. Oh, if they hit me. Yeah. Well, if they hit me for 5, then they would take like 1 damage. But also, they have to get through more than enough armor for it to really matter for me to worry about taking damage. But at the same time, they are doing the damage. So even if I just negate all of it, they will take damage. This is the perk, though, that I was wondering. If, in fact, if I parry something, are they taking damage? Because even though I interrupted the attack, I'm still technically receiving damage from a hit. Crit might be interesting at some point. Just because, like, there's a... Yeah, I'm tired. There's the... If you parry... the very next attack, you know, it's like life leech and has a 20% increased chance to crit. So you could just like parry someone, punch them in the face really hard. It does a huge amount of damage if it crits. And was it perception? No, unless I go crit. Spirituality? No. Dexterity? I don't know. These two are pretty good. I pretty much always go for them. I'm almost tempted to spend like the next 2 levels just to finish this, to not worry about it. And then, again, this is like 13%. It's not great, but it's there. There's the stamina, the health. I may do the dash twice. And then maybe come back and do shield specifically. I've got a lot of options, but yeah. Anyway, I'm gonna call it there. I'm just gonna turn in, eat, blah blah blah. So a little bit extra progress, and yeah, have a good night.